Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis Ultimate Edition. Up front is a 4.6 liter V8 and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I'm super excited to be driving this here Grand Marquis for a couple of reasons. Mainly the fact that you guys love Panther platform vehicles, I love Panther platform vehicles, and so let's make a video about it. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can find stickers and merch like this retro sticker pack or big friggin' bottle test sticker. You can also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, as well as you can read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 4.6 liter V8 under the hood. Well, it is a modular V8 from Ford. They made so many of these V8s. They put them not only in the Grand Marquis, not only in the Lincoln Town Car and Crown Victoria, but also some Mustangs got these. Some Ford Explorers got these. These are really, really stout engines. They're very easy to find parts for when they need replacing, and that is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, paired to a 4-speed automatic transmission, you don't really need to know more about it. Last but not least, of course, the Grand Marquis is rear-wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior. We have some fun Ultimate Edition parts in here. Well, in front of me, I actually have digital gauges. Unlike the Crown Victoria, this actually gets digital gauges, which I'm a big fan of. You guys know I love digital gauges. And I think that these are really cool, and I think they actually held up pretty well in the last 18 years. I also get some reset and selector dials down to the bottom right for some more information. And off to the left, I have my coolant temperature and fuel, and off to the right, I have my distance till empty, average fuel economy, trip that I can cycle through with those buttons. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my cruise control options. Very nice to have cruise control. But on the right, I get next, mode, volume, and things like that. But then I get temperature and fan speed. This is something that is absent from modern cars. I love having air conditioning options on the steering wheel. I think it makes a huge difference, and I love it. I'm always changing the climate control, so I love having that on the steering wheel. Off to the left, I do have headlight switches, gauge dimmer switches, and a vent. Down below that vent, something really nice is that I do have power pedal adjusters, so I could bring them closer or push them further away from me, and I get traction control. And on the door, I have power seat options along with heated seats. Part of the Ultimate Edition was those heated seats, which are fantastic. And then down below, we have power mirrors, power windows, and power locks. I also get garage door openers, which for 2004, I feel like is a little early and definitely a nice feature to have, a programmable garage door opener up above. Really, really nice. Moving into the center, we have one of the most boring radios in the whole entire world. And then before we get down to the climate controls themselves, we actually have this nice Grand Marquis in the dash, in the sort of wood accent, which I think adds a nice luxurious feeling to the Grand Marquis. Across from that Grand Marquis badge, you'll also see on the front dashboard, it says Ride Engineered by Lincoln Mercury. This basically refers to the air suspension and the suspension setup as a whole on the Grand Marquis, because it is a more refined setup than the Crown Victoria, especially the P71s. The P71s feel like they ride on bricks, but this is a cloud. Down below that, we do have the climate controls. I do have automatic climate controls. Again, a very nice feature here in the Grand Marquis that I am pleasantly enjoying. I do have pull-out cup holders. So we'll do a big friggin' bottle test, but when I did the Crown Vic, everyone was saying, oh, you didn't fully open them. These are fully open. They have little arms. They don't open that wide. And so the Grand Marquis from 2004 also fails the big friggin' bottle test because the arms don't open enough. We don't have a center console, so moving on to the seats, we have this nice, cushy bench seat up front. Modern cars do not understand what it takes to build a comfortable, cushy seat. The Grand Marquis certainly did back in its time, and these are relaxing, they're comfortable, they're quiet. It's very soothing of a seat. You'll absolutely love these. I would take these seats out and put them in my living room if I had the space. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis Ultimate Edition. And this is really where you want to be. These seats are somehow, in some way of magic. They are cushier and more comfortable than the front seats, which I didn't think was physically possible. I do get a center console. Pull this down, 2 cup holders, very, very shallow. They would have no prayer of fitting the big friggin' bottle either. I have, of course, power windows, a lot of wood accents back here, my own little lights that I can kind of twist towards me, which is kind of nice. Other than that, nothing really too crazy, but if you plan on driving people around, they're gonna have a lot better of an experience in the back of a Grand Marquis, or really Lincoln Town Car if you can, but the Mercury Grand Marquis is going to be a lot more comfortable than riding in the back of a Crown Vic. I will put my sign of approval on that for sure, I promise. Now we gotta talk about the looks. And this is finished in a nice blue. Again, I don't really see many Grand Marquis in this sort of midnight blue. And the reason I say again is because the Crown Vic I recently filmed was in a nice midnight blue, just like this. And I don't see many Crown Vics in this color either. So it's nice to see both of these. And now comparing them side by side, you could really notice the differences between the Crown Victoria and the Grand Marquis when they're both the same color. Just visually, it helps out a little bit. But now let's get to my final thoughts here on the 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis Ultimate Edition. Well, I talked about in my Crown Vic video that Crown Vics are no longer a dime a dozen. You used to be able to pick up a Crown Vic for $500. It was running, driving, and in okay shape. That's not the case anymore. They are now multi-$1,000 vehicles. Now, that sounds more expensive than they are. I'm talking about $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 for a good, clean example. However, the Grand Marquis have sort of followed the Crown Victoria in the price range. Yes, they've gone up in price as well, but this has heated seats. The Crown Vic didn't. This rides a million times nicer. This has air ride adjustable suspension. Because it is the Ultimate Edition, it rides like the Lincoln Town Car, which is superb. This has automatic climate controls. This has climate controls on the steering wheel. Fantastic. It's a lot quieter than the Crown Victoria. You don't look as much like a police officer in this car. Granted, you're still gonna trick people every once in a while, but a little bit less so. This is a little bit more refined, a little bit more elegant, but you could still find them at the same price point as the Crown Victoria. So why wouldn't you? So I beg you, if you're looking for a Crown Victoria to add to your fleet, please broaden your search, look at town cars and Grand Marquis. I promise you, you won't regret it. Not to mention, these things are as easily fixed as any Crown Victoria. You'd be a fool not to look at this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Sam for letting me take out his Grand Marquis. It's always fun to get behind the wheel of another Panther platform. And one so cool and so unique as this, the Ultimate Edition, really is the one that you want. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.